brilliant lavender and white. The team in the solid jersey, that's Brooklyn, a solid white with brilliant red trim. And here's the lineup for Brooklyn. Number 13 is Vivian Johnson. Number 18 is Kay Verba. 19 is Gloria Hager. And 20, Elaine Benoit. In the penalty box for Brooklyn is Betty Backus. For Washington, number 54 is Irene Van Kirk. Number 50 is Jerry Abatello. And then we have number 48, Becky Thomas. Number 52, Fuzzy Buchek. And we have one skater, Dolores Florian, in the penalty box for the Washington Jets. And Dolores' number is 51. All right, there's action on the track. First jam of the second half is underway, and here's Ken.
All right, out in front, Irene Van Kirk in stripes. This is a big night out here, opening night at Toledo at the Sports Arena. Number 20, right behind her, big tall Elaine Benoit. So we have one member of each team on the jam. Now they've got to circle that track, come up back of the pack from where they started, pass a member of the opposition within 2 minutes' time to score because of a 2-minute time limit in all jams. Van Kirk holds it down. All tied up 7-7. Not a very rough first half. We're going to have a lot of action for you here. 54 comes in. Van Kirk moving in the blocker in the back of the pack. Hey, Verba. Verba will try to take out the strike player. Van Kirk. In comes the girl in the white jersey with a shoulder strike for Brooklyn. And it's Benoit. Benoit moves in the blocker back there. So far it's Fuzzy Buchek. Buchek on the defense now. Buchek in strikes. Not going to block out for the Washington Jets. Just slow down on number 20. Benoit. Here comes Van Kirk moving to number 18. Number 18, Kay Verba. Slowing down Van Kirk. Watch the lead jam here. The tall gal. There she is coming in on the right of your picture. Number 52, Buchek slows her down. You always got to watch the lead jam skater. That's the important one. Here they come now. The big gal hits him. Tries to get by Buchek. Buchek slows her down. About 4 seconds to go now. 3, 2, 1, and it's over. And the official says no score in the player. The defense stood out.
Just a little bit more on the rules. The jam occurs when one or more skaters breaks away from the rest of the skaters and they have to completely lap the opposition. To pass, 1 or 2 members of the other team, you get 1 point, 3 or 4 is 2 points, and 5 is 5 points. The jamming period is 2 minutes, the skating period is 15. The jam ends when that 2-minute period is over, or if the leading jam skater falls or leaves the track with both skates. Jam also ends if the leading jammer gets a penalty or places hands on hips. Penalties are handed out for unnecessary roughness, intentional tripping, illegal blocking, kicking, stalling, holding, or fighting. Remember, each team 1 player short. Buzzer sounds. There they go.
All right, number 13, Biff Johnson on in front of number 52. Fuzzy Buchek in strikes. Moves out in there for the Washington team. In third position, Gloria Hager of the Red Devils. And in fourth position, on the jam, Jerry Abatello, number 50, for the Washington Jets. 2 for the Jets, 2 for the Red Devils. Here they go. It's a fine setup out here in Toledo. Knocked out of the play, taken out of there beautifully. Hager's out there, out number 2-1 now. Abatello swung off by Buchek, and Buchek's worried about taking out number 19, Hager, to leave her teammate Abatello get loose. Nice puck in there. Hager taken back beautifully by Fuzzy Buchek, and there's number 50, Abatello moving in. Jerry Abatello coming around now for the Washington Jets. Moves in there. This Jet team is a powerhouse. So is the Red Devils. They come moving in. Biff Johnson. Johnson on the defense for the Red Devils. Ready to block back on Abatello. Abatello coming up in there. Tries around the outside. Can't get in. Good blocking so far by Vivian Johnson. Moving up in there. Abatello is past number 19. Now number 19, Hager, throws it down. Knocks her down. And the referee's decision. 1 point for Jerry Abatello of the Washington Jets. So it puts the Jet team on in front, 8-7.
You may have noticed that we have a bit of an innovation out here at Toledo. A bell sounds when the penalty time expires for those skaters that are in the penalty box. The score, the Jets, who are considered the visiting team, 8, and the Red Devils, the home team, 7. And man, look at that scoreboard. That's the biggest scoreboard we've ever seen in our travels. Those numbers look to be a good 3 to 4 feet high. Wouldn't you say so, Ed? There's no doubt about it. You can really see Ed Silver standing members. You can see them from all over, admiring them. Really a great number. The buzzer sounds, and here's Ken.
Firing up and rolling. Gloria Hager, number 19 out in front, followed by number 48. And it's Becky Thomas. Thomas just recovering from a broken arm. Rook of the year up in the lead. Number 13 out there, Biff Johnson again. Number 19, Hager for the Red Devils in white and red with a shoulder stripe. Notice how high Hager has her sleeves rolled up. 48, Becky Thomas up in there, hit by Biff Johnson. Johnson holds it. Hard rough blocking in there. Number 48 takes out. Becky Thomas moving away. Nice blocking from her teammate out there, Abatello. Johnson got down, Abatello goes down, and down goes Hager, and they're all down. All right, coming in there hard now, moving in. The only one that can score, the gal with the taped up wrist. Becky Thomas coming in with a chance for a 1, 2, or 5-pointer. If he passes one in the white, she'd gain 1 point. If she can pass 3, she'd gain 2. If she can get 5, well, if she can pass 5, she'd get 5. That's the best she can do in a single jam. Here she comes now. Here's going to be a whip. At the start of the play, boot check over to Abatello, over to Becky Thomas. Thomas scores! Any official decision, 1-point game by Becky Thomas, and now the Jet team is out in front by 2. Now, friends, we want you to know, you friends up in the New Jersey area, up in the New York area, remember that the Roller Derby opens its league season in the Jersey City Armory this coming Thursday. You friends know up in Jersey City and the vicinity, the tickets are on sale daily at Franco's Sports Shop, Journal Square. And also, you can call for reservations. The number Henderson 3-1500. That's Henderson 3-1500 at the Armory. And get ready for the big opening night next Thursday. Now, remember, it's a charity night, and you certainly want to get in on it. For the Sister Kenny Foundation, and we want you to all be there, you friends up in New York and New Jersey, the opening of the Jersey City Armory next Thursday for the big league competition when the Chiefs come in, the New York Chiefs against the Jersey Jolters. All right, here they go now. Out in front and rolling. Number 51, and Landkirk direction, 51, Dolores Florian for the Jet team in strike, and the redhead Kay Verma moving in for the Brooklyn Red Devils. One member of each team on the jam. A very rough game so far tonight. That's the way it is all the way up and down the league. He holds it down to the 51 up in there. There's the pack. Ready to hit that pack. A minute down and 1 to go for these two gals to get in there and come in and try to score over the opposition. Florian comes in, number 18, Paper on the inside. Verma hits with a nice block. Verma takes over. Moving in the back of the pack now. Kay Verma coming in. The blocker back there so far for the Central B. Fuzzy Pujek. Back there in the blocking spot for the Red Devils in white with the shoulder stripe. Gloria Hager, number 19. Hager ready to take back at number 51. 51 comes up in there now. Try to hit in. Hager trying to get Verma in. Florian's on the play. No score on the play.
No score on that play as Gloria Hager tried to whip in Kay Verma. They were frustrated in the double foul attempt, and there was no score on the play. So the Jets still lead the Red Devils 9-7. They have that 2-point bulge in the 5th period here at the Sports Arena in Toledo, Ohio. First time that Ken and I have ever been in here to telecast the game out. I want to tell you that it's a very fine place for sports. Holds about 8,000. Like hockey, basketball here. Just 20 miles from the famous Bowling Green, which has brought so many fine basketball teams into Madison Square Garden, and of course the University of Toledo, which has had equally famous basketball teams back in New York and also in Chicago. All right, buzzer sounds. are off and rolling. Here's Ken.
All right, out and rolling, number 15. Jerry Abatello on the move. Right behind her, coming up in there, Goya Hager. And right behind Hager, moving up in there, is number 52, Buzzy Buchek. 2 against 1. Now Hager trying to cut it off, trying to move in the lead, but couldn't take it. It's the big leagues of roller derby. 6 teams, the greatest skating in the world as far as speed is concerned, and there's only one roller derby. Up in there. Buchek holds it. A nice block in there by Abatello. Abatello been skating on every jam so far this skating period. Buchek reaches back, tries to whip, but coming through. Beautiful play by Hager. And the crowd really let out. Hager let out that time, really come in there, and now it's all Brooklyn. Hager from the Red Devils coming in the back of the pack. Now watch this play. If he passes one, the right to get one. He's got 2. He's got 3. He's got 2 points, trying to go for 5. Looks by Biff Johnson's got 2 more to try to pass here. He comes in on Van Kirk. There she is, moving up. And 4. He's hit and down. Beautiful 2-pointer by this gal right here, Goya Hager, the Red Devils, and what does it do to the scoreboard?
Ties it up at 9-9, and Hager went down very lustily from a block by Buchek. You can see Fuzzy exchanging pleasantries with Gloria. There it is, all racked up on the scoreboard. The important thing is that she's got 2 points. Hager went down very hard. You could hear the thud all over the arena. Now Gloria skates up to Fuzzy Buchek and thanks her for hospitality. Disarranged at the moment. One skater from each team must be at the head of the pack before the buzzer sounds and will send them on their way. Abatello is way out in front, as you can see. They're waiting for her to get back to the pack. And Hager and Buchek at the end of the pack are way off the pace, so we've got to wait for them to get in there. The officials are asking them to slow down. In position now, the buzzer sounds. There they go. Irene Van Kirk out in front, followed by Betty Backus, and here's Ken.
All right, 54. Van Kirk on the move. Betty Backus right behind her. Elaine Benoit moving up in there. And number 48, Becky Thomas. Foul on Buchek. Hager and Buchek now want to get into a fight. Called off, and Hager wants to get in there. Hager is red hot. There they are.
Well, they finally separated them, but Hager moved in 2 or 3 times and wanted to carry the fight. And, of course, the first foul was called on Buchek. Now, foul for fighting will be inflicted on Gloria Hager.
Well, it's an exciting game for the first night out here at the Sports Arena in Toledo, which is certainly situated beautifully in this city. And Sunday boxes, but knocked down the back end of it. Hager is really hot. Plenty of parking facilities and everything, and that's why we want you friends up in Detroit to know that it's a short drive down here to Toledo, and it's every night except Sunday an afternoon game. So why not, you friends in Detroit, come on down here to Toledo at the Sports Arena and catch roller derby. Tomorrow night and all this weekend coming up and next week, so let's get with it. All right, off and rolling. Number 48 out in front. A nice fast break up there by Becky Thomas. Thomas on the inside, hit up by the tall gal, Benoit. Benoit takes it. Van Kirk, 54, is out there. Look at the blocking out there by Vivian Johnson. Beautiful blocking as Viv works on 2 of the Jets. Leaving her teammate. Benoit move in. on the move. Nice blocking by our teammate Biff Johnson makes this possible. I believe now we'll see. Johnson gets the penalty for holding. All right, there's 2 in the box now. Here comes the play. About 2 seconds to go, but I'm trying to score. Referee decisions. He failed to get in there in time. The seconds run out, and that's the way it is. In this kind of a contest, fighting the clock, and it just didn't work that time. No score in the play.
Men are standing by as the period to a close, and 2 skaters will be in the penalty box for Brooklyn. 1 skater will be in the penalty box for the Jets. There's a picture of Elaine Benoit sitting on the guardrail, the biggest girl in the sport of roller derby. Men are coming on the track, and for the Red Devils, it'll be 15 Val Panzetta, 21 Lenny Morrow, so the team skating for the Red Devils, 15 Val Panzetta, 14 Sammy Scoble, 13 Jimmy Corbin. And 2 in the penalty box for the Red Devils. And for the Jets, 50 is Paul Pierce, 48 is George Vogt, 49 is Dave Leishman, and 45 is Red Smart. 1 in the penalty box for the Jets. All right, buzzer sounds. There they go.
Number 14, standing Sammy Scoble moves out. Scoble on the move. Coming up in there now with him is number 49, and it's Ox Leishman. Leishman and Scoble both driving hard. Leishman on the inside for the striped team. The Jets exit. Scoble out there for the Red Devils of Brooklyn. Right behind him, the great captain. Remember, this is the only sport where men and women are playing on equal basis. The men play under the same rules as the women, and now the women are off, so the men have it. Sammy Scoble, number 14 up in there, 49. Ox Leishman on the inside hits him with a nice block. Right in there with that right shoulder. Scoble on the inside hits him. And Scoble powers on. There's top form you're looking at right now when Scoble comes in there. Moving in on Captain Red Smart. Smart on the defense, bucks up Scoble. Scoble trying to power around. Now he goes. Deep jam skater down. Stopped it up. No score on the play. Lenny Morrow and 20 Herbie Eckstein coming in for the Red Devils, who are now at full strength. And we have 1 skater coming in for the Jets, and they too will be at full strength. Number 47, Otto Bongo, in there now for the Jets, so that each team has 5 players on the side at full strength. Lenny Morrow's up in front of the pack now for the Red Devils. Hard spill in there. Scoble wet down. Here's the guy to watch. George Vogt moving in the back of the pack. He's coming in, and back to the block out is Val Pansett, the boy who was knocked down. A moment ago, we saw the picture when Red Smart really poured it on him. Oh, this is the only potential score. Watch the black-haired boy come in there for the stripe team, the Jets. Trying to get by. Nice blocking in there by Val Pansett. Pansett is throwing him down. Hitting it beautifully with that right shoulder, taking him all the way around. Coming up, trying to cut it off, number 13. Jim Kohler, coming off. He cuts it. Cutoff in there, and that was Kohler that came all the way around to stop that cutoff. Well, that scoreboard, Joe, is still tied up at 9-9 out here at Toledo, Ohio, in the sports arena, the first game of this series. And for the benefit of our roller derby fans, I'd like to inform you that yesterday morning, a very fine fellow, a great guy, many of us knew, father of one of the greatest skaters ever to skate in roller derby, Billy Bogash. Paul Bogash died yesterday morning in Chicago. We want to pass that along to you because we know how it affects everybody. He's a great guy. We know how you feel about it. All right, off and rolling. Number 14. Scoble is on the move. Scoble moves up in there. Junior takes over for the Jets. Here's up in front, Scoble right behind him. One member of each team moving in. Scoble has that lead now. Here's fouling in there. Of each team moving on the jam, driving hard. Here they come, moving in the back of the pack. Scoble hits up. Odd Pierce takes the lead now. We're all tied up 9-9 here in Ohio. Paul Pierce moving in the back of the pack. Number 14, sliding Chevy. Scoble disappears. A bit of a play, 1-point game by Paul Pierce. He danced around pretty good. He's hit from all sides. He's got one to break that tie. 10-9 on the Jets out in front of the Red Devils.
There's the score. The Jets 10, the Red Devils 9. Replacements coming up for both teams. Number 12, Ken Monty, will be skating for the Red Devils, along with number 17, Dick Batista, and 18, Phil Rupp. And for the Jets, 52 is Silver Rich, 53 is Jules Ilias, very fine skater, just returned to the sport. 46 is Sid Harness. Action, it's about to unfold.
All right, out in front now, Sid Harness moving in. Harness on the move. Coach Ken Monty comes up in there, 52, right behind him. And it's Coach Silver Rich. You Washington fans, Baltimore fans, get ready to see your team. And it's a great team. This Jet team coming home to the Uline Arena in Washington, D.C. starting October the 5th. Jets home to the Uline Arena in Washington, D.C. starting October 5th. For information, call the Uline Arena in Washington, D.C. Here they go now. Look at that roughness in it. Coach Ken Monty. Hitting hard in that pack. Well, it's so rough. Now, number 12 Monty. He's knocked out of the play. Rupp is taken out. But moving in is Scoble. Scoble in the lead. Being chased by the two Jets. Coach Silver Rich and Sid Harness. Scoble cuts it off.
have been doing some very heavy blocking, Ken. Ken Monty went down at one time. Jim Calder was carried around. And the Jets' blocking is very effective. And they've got a 1-point lead, and they want to hang on to that 1 point. As a matter of fact, they want to add to it. And, of course, the Red Devils' problem is to get into a tie and then try to pull it out. On the field.
All right, out and rolling. Siska. And right behind him, coming up on the track team on 53. And it's Julian Elias. Elias getting back in shape after 3 years away from roller derby. This guy was one of the greatest. And watch him come back. Great athlete. In there along with Elias and Stripe for the Jets. Holds it down. There's Batista on the inside, hitting him with a nice block. Vic Batista, number 17, up in front now. And Elias behind. You can look at Elias and tell you that he's been in sports. The Husky kid. Football player around Minneapolis. All right, here comes the plane out of 17. Batista moves in for the white jersey Brooklyn Red Devils. Here comes Elias moving in. The blocker back there to try to stop him up. Coach Ken Monty. Monty slows down beautifully on Elias. Batista trying to hit him. Number 46, Sid Harness. Still, neither jammer's been able to pass the defense. Nice hard blocking in there. There's a hard one by Harness hitting up on Batista. Batista leads jam skater.